Surprise! Completely unsolicited, spontaneous stream. Alright, so it's been a few weeks, probably more than a few weeks, since I finished this game. And it's Friday. Happy Friday. I have a day off. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do with myself. I was tossing around some ideas, house stuff, hiking, etc. And I landed on, oh heck, let's just do a follow-up post-story Dying Light stream. I've had a lot of thoughts, and I don't know, if you're here, maybe you want to hear them. So I'm very, very, very happy with this game, first and foremost. A lot has happened in the few weeks since I did my last stream and finished the story here. To go through the major points, they released a roadmap for content. So they already had one challenge. It was for the community to dismember 60 million limbs. We did that. One of the rewards was this cool baseball bat moveset axe. So we're going to have fun with that. This thing's amazing. The cleaver, I don't think I actually ever used it on stream, but it's really, really fun to use. It has a fatal flaw right now, though, where when it drops below a certain durability, there is no in-game texture to show its damage state, so it just turns invisible. That's kind of a big bummer right now. Really, really kills the oomph that is playing with this awesome weapon. Sorry, I'm already pigeonholing here. So yeah, they released content for the community, and we've been doing that. This week's challenge is to drop kick a whole bunch of enemies, and you know, we'll get there. Second thing that happened to me, I was playing multiplayer, just having a good time. Oh man, I really need the Colt to hurry up and kill the pollen. There's with all the leaves and stuff in the air. Anyway. Yeah, so duping glitch. Super awesome. Given that I was basically done with the game and all the side quests and I was max level, I found a guy that I was playing with. He's like, hey, do you know how to do the dupe thing? I was like, no one showed me. So we sat around and I duped, you know, almost max stacks for a lot of materials. Didn't do all of them, just did the important ones. So we shouldn't have to worry about running out of wire and oxidizer. The the drought is over. Hallelujah. We also, we duped these just to have money. Again, I had beaten the game. At this point, all I was doing was collecting resources just to make, Oh, right, and co-op loot packs. Don't know if I showed these off yet. They have random stuff. Sometimes you get a weapon. They're okay weapons. You know, they're not the best. They're whatever. Alright, let me actually get moving here. So I'm in the middle of the jungle. What I'm doing, presently, is searching for consumables. Or collectibles. I refuse to look them up online. Normally, by now, I would have just been like, let's get a guide, let's do some collecting, but I'm determined to get most of these organically. I'm missing 2 beavers. I have absolutely no idea what they could be. I've looked at all the major landmarks. I mean, they're small little guys, so they're easy to miss. But I need 2 more of those. Sigils! God, these things are tiny. I'm missing 3. Over the course of the game, I found 5. I'm missing 3. I know what the weapon unlocks, but I need to find them. And then, of course, we have got... Actually, this isn't listed in collectibles. I've been hunting sticks. The Beaver Dam up north, I have been hunting sticks, and I think I've only got 1 or 2 more to do. I hope. I'm running in the dark here. And I'm pretty sure I know what the reward is, but I still just want to find those damn sticks. We got recipes, we got logs, none of that matters. None of this matters. So basically today, I'm just hunting for collectibles. That's my goal. I'm in the middle of the woods. I'm running around all the major landmarks here, trying to scour them with a fine-toothed survivor sense. And looking for the sigils, the beavers, etc. And we're just going to talk about this game. So the axe is fun. So alright, let's see, right off the bat here, having played this game to completion, and with post-nut clarity, I can say, I'm very happy with it. It's a very good game. In my opinion, it beats the hell out of Dying Light 2. I've talked about that ad nauseum, about the things they added, the things in this game, just the, you know, getting some more of the spirit back for this game. Like, just the environment, the map. There are some Dying Light 2 mechanics. I mean, this game was built on the bones of Dying Light 2, so it goes to show, to myself anyway, I didn't hate the framework of Dying Light 2. I hated all of the implication and a lot of just the trimming they did of original content. So this one returned a lot of original gameplay mechanics from Dying Light 1 and kept it on the bones of Dying Light 2, and it does work. If I had to give my biggest criticism of this game outright, not enough meat on its bones. And, you know, everyone's also discussed this to infinity and back. It was meant to be a DLC for Dying Light 2, so the fact that they postponed it and then made it its own standalone game, I think it stands up. I think, can you say, is this its own game? Yes. But it feels a little thin when all is said and done. Now, that's going to change, again, with the content roadmap. They're once again adding New Game Plus. I think they said they're adding some new executions. You know, there's probably, fingers crossed, there'll be some type of substantial map or enemy DLC. Dying Light 1, they added replayable, like, mission hives. So, basically, I'm going to be all over the place here. So, if you're here just for stream of conscious rambling that goes from positive to negative point and back again, interwoven with no logical, like, roadmap, tune in, welcome, enjoy. Tune in and just, you know, shut out the world to the droning sounds of my constantly revolving thoughts. So, hives. There are no hives in this game. They even have the flavor text, and there is an encounter, like a random encounter, that if you go past one of these tunnel hives, we've seen them on stream, they're these little doors with all the goo. It says clear out hives. So that shows me that there was probably some content that they originally had planned for this game, and then they are just postponing it. Someone mentioned there was supposed to be an involved network of underground tunnels, and when you go around the map, you can see locations. Around the stone walls and stuff, there are metal doors, and under bridges and in tunnels, there are doors and arches that just scream and look like hive entrance. So maybe they scrapped that for, you know, a substantial map DLC. Maybe we'll get the tunnels under the ground. Maybe we'll get sewer access and hive access, and we'll have to take on volatiles and actually, like, get stuff for doing it. My biggest nitpicks with this game are probably window dressing, things that can be corrected very easily. But yeah, my biggest, I think, substantial critique is that this game feels a little skeletal. For me, and I'm very biased towards the sandbox zombie melee, for me, you know, there's enough here. The story was fine. There was only one or two notes of atrocious writing. We all saw what those were. We all saw Olivia doing exactly what the sheriff did, and then being like, no, but you should just forgive me immediately. I know you wanted to cut the sheriff's head off, that you eventually forgave her, and I did the exact same thing in betraying you, but nah, bruh, I was on your side. That's probably the biggest writing flaw. That and wanting us to care about Spike. It still just makes me laugh. Spike, the most pivotal character in Dying Light 1 and 2. Spike, the linchpin, the keystone, the power player. Spike, oh, gone too soon. After a single line. A single, hey buddy, sorry about that rescue attempt. That was funny writing. Olivia's betrayal arc thing was bad writing. And now we have the DLC. See if DLC addresses the GRE, see if DLC addresses Olivia's father. Because we never even saw him in game, right? The whole reason she was with the Baron, and then not with the Baron, and then betraying us, and then not betraying us, all of that was to save her father, who we know is the guy that originally captured Kyle, is responsible for capturing Kyle, and then we know nothing else about him. So, we either get answers in a DLC, or that's just a real plot, lore, just story faux pas for this game. And man, I really do, like, you know, there is so much to discuss. I could talk about the, you know, the story and the characters and the dialogue and the scripting. I could talk about all of that. And there's, you know, critiques for it. There's ups and downs. There are things that I liked, things that were just well because they were tried and true, like giving this voice actor the Kyle Crane persona and letting him pretty much deliver the lines like he did in Dying Light. Just throwing in that wonderful Kyle sarcasm every now and again. but also his passion for yelling and punching and throwing boulders. Oh, someone's squirming. The free roam encounters like these, they're not terrible, but they're also, you know, they're not great. They're not something special. I do like, you know, killing bandits as always. I think Dying Light 2 actually ended up having a few more, like, random survivor saves, like, encounters.
Thank you.
But what is great is that we can still kill innocent people that we save. To no detriment. That, I'm very happy they left that in. Encounters are fun. As people have said quite often, nighttime is lackluster in this game. It's scary, sure, and the volatiles will beat the shit out of you. It's actually kind of hard to avoid chases, even with all the parkour mechanics. Stealth is good, but it's hard to establish once you're discovered. Which is good, you know, stealth shouldn't break a game. But unfortunately, nighttime, there's no real reason to go out, aside from experience. I mean, I've killed a whole bunch of volatiles, and they give you some okay stuff, but it's nothing you can't just, like, find on your own out in the world. So, like, yeah, nighttime, they might need to up, like, incentives or drops or something at nighttime to make people actually want to risk it. Because Dying Light 1 was risk-reward. You could do everything during the day, you could do everything at night. If you were caught out at night, you had a means of escaping. But yeah, so night could use something. Again, it's just back to the meat and potatoes argument. Oh, here's something I think they actually added by the time I had streamed finally, but I didn't realize, right? Because there was no real explanation, and I don't even think there's an additional passage about it in your skill section. They added instant escape, which, comparatively, as you know, my one complaint was I'm constantly using knives. Well, now, you can do instant escape, which just kind of feels amazing. That was a big, fuck your quick time event, I'm level 11, just let me escape, please. Thank you. And it makes a difference. It's great because now you can use knives if you want to for that insta-kill, but you also don't have to waste a resource just to speed up the, oh, I got grabbed. They removed, or rather they said that they tweaked the zombie grabs a bit, and having, you know, played this nonstop, I do feel it. The grabs don't feel as magnetic as they were at start. Problem is, I don't even know where to look, man. I got farmer beaver over here, so I thought there'd be like small town beaver, but we already got pharmacist beaver. I went up to the sewage plant, couldn't find toilet beaver. The tunnels don't have anything. I tried up here for like railroad beaver. I tried the railway station. All around here I looked, could not find conductor beaver. Although I bet you there's a conductor beaver. I found Dr. Beaver. That one took a while, but I did find him at the asylum. We got art gallery beaver. There's town hall beaver. I found book beaver. I'm wondering if there's church beaver. Haven't been able to find church beaver. If there's a church beaver. I looked all over the monastery, thought for sure there would be monastic beaver. Monk beaver. Nope, didn't find that. So I either missed them spectacularly, or I just have not considered where they actually would be. In fact, Dr. Beaver's right here. Pharmacy Beaver's right here. Hi, Pharmacy Beaver. Might as well use this. I said I was going to show it off. Look how cool this weapon is. And you gotta love its unique moveset, too. It's got big poke, which just fucks everything up, and then these large horizontal sweeps that can just clear a room. I'd use this non-stop if it wasn't for the fact that you'll see, after I use it enough, it turns invisible. And you think that wouldn't be the biggest deal, but no, I like to see my blades going through my bodies. Swinging with telekinetic slash just doesn't do it for me. Let's see if I'm gonna have to do slight damage here. It also has a unique execution animation, which is fun. Well, no, use the pole arm, Kyle. That was just great. Just a fucking jab to decapitate. See, look at this thing. Like, it This thing is marvelous. I feel like there has to be a beaver stick out in this friggin' soaked... Well, because it's flooded, right? That's the implication, meaning that the stick would have come up from the river. Mostly all the beaver sticks have been along the main waterway. I've scoured it to no effect. Oh shit, you're fat. Fat! He's fat! There we go. That was close. Oh yeah, obviously, no camp today. Just me, just my thoughts. Damage also. I put blades and it's my man. I'm just trying to leave. Run around. Woohoo! There he goes. So obviously, I think it goes without saying. I don't really have any issues with the combat. At the beginning, you know, it was tough because you don't have a lot of options. And that's the whole point of leveling up, getting skills. So I was talking shit at the beginning, but now that I've got the feel for everything, throwing zombie and instant escapes, juggling, blocking with kicking. Because I did say kick was useless. I can own up to that. Kicking is still not, you know, your greatest tool, but once your stamina gets heavier, it feels a lot better. Kicking actually feels like you can make it work. I really like the stumbling execution system. I like that you can just claw through a whole horde, but once you've done enough damage, you can go into the takedown. I like that there's a lot of different ones, back takedowns and then front takedowns, unarmed and with weapons. At this point, it might help to actually, you know, prompt me. If anyone has any questions about certain things of the game I thought, liked or disliked, that'll get me going. 'Cause otherwise, it's all just coming in random spurts here. And so, like, this thing is just, you don't even think. Everything just dies. Alas, soon we won't be able to use it. Because of the feng shui, because of the fashion souls. I guess we could talk about bugs or mechanics that, you know, they could have polished a bit more. We bring back the Dying Light 2, leaving the mission area, leaving the map bounds area, 3-second reload. I don't quite understand that. I don't get from any type of perspective mechanically or like gameplay enjoyment-wise why that's a good thing. Maybe for the border, so it's like, all right, instead of putting an invisible wall, we just put a 3-second teleport. That's okay, but during missions, it's downright oppressive. During missions, it turns into, this is a fun free roam game, find your way to the objective and finishing things, to, hey, you didn't follow the strict path we wanted you to go during the mission. You decided to fuck off over there, so you're punished. See how long we have left on this thing. Oh, there it is, and it's gone. So, yeah, right when this thing hits 146 at 210, or, you know, after it loses almost half durability, it turns invisible. And then there's no point to use it anymore. I mean, I do, and I prepared it a whole bunch, because at the end of the day, it is just an insanely powerful weapon. Not that impressed with the Maimer, I have to say. I really wanted this thing. I even wore all the outfits that put on two-handed damage, and it's still just... I could get the... That was a power attack. A power attack with your legendary mace two-handed, and the zombie lived. Like, at the very least... I mean, it's knocking him down. It doesn't always do that. It's like a two-hit kill, but it's slow. Compared to a baseball bat, which is a two-hit kill, and as fast as fuck, boy. I've gone back to the salt mine. I was looking for minor beaver. Not minor beaver, minor beaver. You people are insufferable. Knowing that I got farmer beaver, I don't see a point in going over here. Unless there's, like, hog slaughter beaver. So let's talk about the map. I love the design of the map. I love the locations on the map. I think my critique, my biggest, like, physical critique with the map, I'm not a fan of maps that show things that are inaccessible. Even if it's for jokes. Haha, Crystal Lake Jason reference. Okay, but you're showing me this area on my border. You've even got the big red around it. Like, you've got the red border going around it, and yet I'm not allowed up there. This part of the map doesn't exist. There's an invisible wall, or not even invisible, but, you know, like a tree brush wall all along here. You cannot cross it. I don't get the point of having things on a map that you can't get to. Over here, this is where you eventually fight the Baron. Hence the cars. So that's where his tunnels, like, lead from the castle. But, like, look over here. They've got marked city streets, roads, and buildings. And that is not actually on the map. That is inaccessible. That's not rendered. There's nothing out there. Up north, you guys have heard my complaints about the Raven Rock landscaping, the Raven's Nest giant, like, lake up here. Like, there's a woods river. It says that there's trails. There's these symbols of caves here. So one of two things. Again, you know, talking pre-potential DLC, I have the opportunity to be wrong here. And many of these things I would like to be wrong about. Hopefully, if there's DLC, it's this cave that leads us up to this north region of the map. And we get to explore whatever the Ravens area is, whether there's a township up there, whether it's, you know, a giant lake with water features, or just more map even up here. Like, be actually kind of funny if Kyle, like, taped pages here and just scribbled on them with crayon. Now, stylized, the map is amazing. You can read all this shit. Like, all the little details are great. And I don't think they're little just for little's sake. Like, there's care put into them. And it feels almost very Dead Rising to me. Dead Rising 1, where they built a awesome zombie playground game with, you know, a funny character, good game mechanics, and decent story. And then they actually did some world building. Like, colorful set piece, engaging world building. And this shit is very important in games, I feel. In the big philosophical discussion, the big important philosophical discussion on what makes a game. Little things like that. The map isn't the biggest after all is said and done, but it is dense. I liked all the special areas. I think the asylum was a bit of a waste. I think the asylum could have been bigger and had more reason to revisit it, as opposed to just run through in story place and then leave. I've gone back and I've killed all the zombies and volatiles inside, and I've explored through the rooms, and there's just nothing there. There's no reason to return to the asylum. And then the last critique, probably, there could have been, I think and this is a good critique, I wanted more. I wanted more of this map. Like, I love that there was this little cabin here out in the woods. At times, this almost reminded me of running through, like, Fallout 3, where, you know, you really scrutinize the map after a while, and you look for the tiniest little structure, and you go there, and there's a story there. The game feels very dense. I want more. Like, I would love more, you know, shacks out in the woods, or just houses to explore in farmlands. In the towns, I would love, like, some basement exploration in some of these structures. The main town itself is fun, and there's a lot of great interiors that chain together. So, yeah. I love the fall feel. I love the like, just going into fall season they did. It's great for the forest. It recreates, instead of the ambient, like, ash dust of fire in the Huron City, it creates ambient leaves in the wind. I'm all about environment and shit like that. That's a good time. I've been sitting on this. Let's talk about Beast Mode. Yeah. All right. So Beast Mode, awesome addition. It has its purposes, but it's not gonna be the be-all end-all. You can't die in it. It's not very broken. Once you're leveled up, obviously you're a monster, but you gotta earn it. And then once you have it and you get it going, it lasts fucking ever. It's just an absolute fun. Here's something I never use with beast mode. Let's see if I can, yeah. So essentially, the grappling pull, the Spider-Man grapple pull of 1, they made a beast mode ability. So you can only use it during beast mode, and it also uses a bit of beast mode power or whatever. It's really cool as traversal, but here's the issue. You can't, like, do an attack with the grapple. You don't use the grapple and, like, pull something towards you and rip it apart, or once you get to the end of the grapple, do a big slam. What is beast mode? It is a combat ability. Beast mode's point isn't really to run or flee. I mean, you can, during volatiles, you can use it to get a little faster, but honestly, you've already got a grappling hook, and you're pretty damn fast in parkouring, whatnot, in beast mode. Beast mode is not meant for movement. Beast mode is meant for damage and combat. So the grapple skill is a movement ability in a combat stance. So you basically never end up using it. At least, again, how I play. I feel more often than not, you're never going to end up using it. You're just going to want to run around and punch things and rip things apart with beast mode. It's handy if you're, like, next to a big, tall building or something and just don't want to scale, and you're like, yeah, all right, I'll go beast mode, and I'll just pull myself to the top. Like, that's something. So what are my biggest critiques with beast mode, other than everything I just said? Again, I think I wanted more. I think instead of focusing on less combat and more like crowd control things, like instead of screaming or this big smash to the ground that actually doesn't really end up killing things, it just pushes things away. Like if that killed things, okay, and yeah, you can use the big swing-ding attack. You can, where is it? Where's the big hit? There it is. The ferocious swipe is okay, but even that won't really kill a crowd. It'll kill like 2 or 3 and knock the rest down. Like unique weapon executions. I think one of the coolest things they could have added is like the ability to rip off a infected's arm or leg and then use it as a melee weapon throughout beast mode. So instead of just punching, you're now swinging around a femur, just, you know, beating people into submission, into fine paste. Beast mode, I'm not too mad at, though. As a brand new mechanic, it is great. It's that little extra step. It's what Dying Light 2 was blue ball teasing the whole time and never delivered on. But it's just as fun, I think, with the right weapons and the right setup and environmental control, and if you even want to use accessories, to just go absolutely ham on normal zombies in normal combat. Let's see. They brought back throwing weapons. That's amazing. I'm kind of now just getting into the smaller little minutia of how they improved Dying Light 2 mechanics, how they brought back Dying Light 1 mechanics. Exploration is fun. I've got a technical issue with the parkour speed mechanic. I always did in Dying Light 2 as well. My default sprint speed should just be dash. Otherwise, you need to make dash cost a lot more stamina and make you go a lot faster. Because right now, dash is like not even running 1.5. It feels like running 1.2. And with the stupid extra speed boost mechanic, as you guys have seen, and I've proven this running against other multiplayers that were dashing at the time, slide speed boost that costs no stamina is the fastest way to travel. And that's an issue when you've got a skill called dash that is supposed to be your fastest way to travel. Like, this shit is... You will outpace your teammates. You will outrun... I pretty much outrun volatiles with this. I haven't even needed to turn around and hit them. Next to beast speed, which is the one thing I haven't compared it to, like somebody in beast mode doing the beastly dash, I feel like this is second in speed only to driving. And that's an issue. This is the only way you're gonna travel then. You're never gonna sprint. You're never gonna use dash when you can just run around like this. The dash even has a mechanic to knock zombies out of the way. Again, it costs no stamina. So what do? Well, they make the slide, I guess, cost stamina, which would just suck. That's just a downgrade all around, so that would not be a good fix. The fix is to make dash better. Like, if you go straight for the zombies, yeah, you might get slowed down a bit, but then you're just back at it. I actually would like to see this from third person. You can even control, like, the direction, too, so... Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Love it, but... punching's amazing. Punching feels better than Dying Light 1. Now, they did remove... they removed the ability to put, like, special power-ups on your brass knuckles. That was something Dying Light 2 actually did better, and that's a very short list. In fact, if I check the list, I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I think Dying Light 2 did better. Oh, you know what? Okay, hang on. I just had a major idea. Let me punch this. Also, you'll see how quickly punching builds beast mode. I feel it actually builds faster than normal melee. Like, you can get a full bar of beast mode in, like, a single crowd if you're just circling and punching. So what was I talking about, now that I've forgotten my own thoughts? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get back to it. An idea I just had, I was thinking about... Oh, right, Dying Light 2 did brass knuckles better. Yeah, they did, just because I could put, like, a car battery on my brass knuckles in Dying Light 2 and actually hit an impact, and it would send people, you know, over buildings. The flaw with Dying Light 2 was that you couldn't craft bare knuckles. At least, you couldn't back when I was playing. That was before the DLC or the gun update. Maybe they added the ability to repair. I think they added the ability to repair. I was actually reading an article on everything Dying Light 2 had added by the end, and it basically was a lot of the stuff this game started with, and it's like, there you go. Someone was like, hey guys, maybe it was a bad idea to make all the mechanics worse in an attempt to try and make the game, I don't know, more difficult or tense, or, you know, tense. It's like, I don't need difficulty and tension, like, at the cost of my skills. You want to make a game difficult and tense? Go right ahead. Just give me all the tools I have and don't take them away. Make it tense because all of my tools still don't get the job done. You really don't have a lot of defense when you're in beast mode. Like, if you get wailed on from behind by virals, that's it. You're done for. Like, they can take your health out. Watch this. Like, she's tearing me down, and that's just one. Can you? Yeah, you can't drop kick. You can't drop kick in beast mode. That seems like a really, really bad idea. Like, you think in beast mode, that would be when you add the Giga King Cannon drop kick bomb supreme. Or like every one of your kicks should just hit like a drop kick, and you should alternate legs, so it's like, gah, wah, wah, wah. That'd be fun. So I just had a theory here. I'm actually glad that the hang glider is not in this game. I've spoken about it. Like, hang gliders are cool mechanics, but for Dying Light, that relies upon like climbing and parkour puzzles, it just didn't feel too great. In my opinion, I basically never did anything else but hang glide. I didn't run around, I didn't sprint, I didn't parkour. We got in the air and we hang glided places. I wonder if there is a DLC, they might add it as a core mechanic. Unlike the buggy, they might bring back the hang glider. If you go north, and maybe you'll be in the mountains. And maybe there'll be like big canyons and ravines that you can hang glide over. That'd be pretty awesome. I mean, going up to like Rocky Mountains and gliding from mountain to mountain, that beats parkouring up a mountain, because I know I'm rambling. Welcome to the 34th minute. If you don't know I'm rambling by this point, that's today's purpose. So that could be something. And again, you know, we can only hurt ourselves. If all my speculation is that there's no DLC at all and they're not really going to improve or add anything to, like, add some meat to this game's bones, which are very nice bones, very stout bones, very healthy and effective bones, just needs a little more oomph, a little more pizzazz, just a little more sprinkle of seasoning on that fine roast of a game. I think that's safe to say. When it comes down to it, and I've said this, I'll keep saying this, most of my biggest critiques are probably just small potatoes. The main game is here. It's solid. The story and side quests, like I said, again, meat on bones, meat on bones. There weren't a lot of side quests. The amount of side quests in Dying Light 1 was confounding. Every time you beat a story mission, there would be 15 little exclamation marks, and you're like, damn it all! And they were fun. Those side quests were fun. There was a few fetch quests. There was a few that, they weren't all masterpieces. But Dying Light 1's side quests were pretty great. That's not to say that this game's side quests weren't great. I really did like this game's side quests. I'm actually really excited for New Game Plus because I want to go back through and play the side quests again. The decision-making was not obtrusive. It didn't take away from what you were doing or the rewards that you got. It was surely for just some fun little extra what-if moments and character building. Loved it. Really, really loved it. That castle was wasted. Castle was 100% wasted. You kill a bunch of guys with guns outside, you go inside, you go down an elevator, you do a bunch of driving, you go back to the dining room, you immediately leave the dining room, you don't get to climb the castle turrets, you don't get to, like, smash or vandalize the Baron stuff. In my head, and I don't know how many people are familiar with the game Zombie U. It came out a while ago. Now it's just, I think it's just Zombie or iZombie. I forget exactly what it's called. But you're in England during a zombie outbreak, and at the end of the game, like the third act, you end up in Buckingham Palace, and you're just roaming these elaborate, illustrious halls, cracking zombies and shooting them in the face. And that's just really cool. It's a cool setting. Salazar's Castle from Resident Evil 4. Legendary setting. So, I know this isn't primarily an inside game. This is about outside climbing and very Breath of the Wild, if you will. But that doesn't mean you have to throw away good internals. Being confined for a minute or two, like roaming some tight, trapped halls inside the castle and killing zombies or throwing them into suits of armor, spiking them on, that would be fun. That'd be really cool. The castle was unfortunately, and after all the hype too, it's like it's the Baron's Fortress, we have to raid the Baron's Fortress. Rise's Tower, you got to at the very end, and yeah, like, it wasn't particularly complex or compelling, but it was also a climb. That's the thing, you didn't care about, you see, I can't help but feel like there's gonna be a hive here at some point. Rise's Tower was fun because you were climbing it. You were parkouring up this harrowing steeple, fighting off guys with guns and explosions and helicopters to reach the guy atop and have a fight. Here, you're climbing the mountain and literally storming the castle, and then the castle's like, all right, you're done. We're done with the castle now. I've gone back down into the underground passages. That's what this game does. More often than I would like. And, it's something that might not even be able to be fixed at this point, because it's not something that sticks out. All right, apparently, what are these? Are these UV lights? Because you seem to be dying. Yeah, you don't seem to like that you're... I don't think they're turned on. Oh, they are turned on. A lot of areas in this game are not meant to be revisited. A lot of areas or events in this game are set pieces and nothing more. And that really detracts from just like coming back and being like, hey, I remember when I came here, and also there's some things I can kill and some loot I can get. The castle is the biggest set piece. You go there, and I'm gonna go there again right now, and you're just gonna see how nothing there is. In fact, they kind of don't even want you going back because you can't open the door. You've got to parkour around in a fancy fashion. You can still go exactly where you were at the end of the game, but like they even kind of are like, no, you don't need to. I already spoke about the asylum. You go in, you go out, you can't go back, you can't open any special doors. There's nothing really to loot there. Killing enemies I can kill enemies anywhere, so that's not why I'm going to the asylum. The sewer, where you save the family. The underground tunnels that leads you up to the castle. I went through all of them. You get to the end, and the door is just locked because that's a cutscene door. So you don't actually open the door and go inside. Really, point blank range fire? You don't really go through that door again. So like, you're just not supposed to revisit the specialty areas. And it's weird too because man, like they even have. What was the point What was the point of having climbable stuff up to this bridge that can't be accessed when we went in through the back door anyway and cutscened our way into the courtyard? Like, this led me to believe that we were actively going to drive up here with a car and some people, even if there was a cutscene right here, and then we were going to start shooting snipers and storming the gate. And then we open it from the inside, and like 5 people come through. See, like, you can't interact with it. You can't get in. Actually, hang on. Oh, you know what? This is so dumb, but I'm gonna do it. Come on, Kyle. Come on, be stunned up there for me. Oh, you little whore. That's right. This isn't the way I normally get into the castle anyway. I wanted to see if I could. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's death. It's not death. How is that? It's a rock. We landed on a rock. All right, so let's see. Last time I wanted to get in here, I went... Yeah, I think I just did this. Well, that was a little low. Because they have the stupid gun out. Oh, maybe that was it. Oh, duh. I didn't have to go that high at all. There we go. So yay, hooray, look, we're back in the courtyard, everybody, and the ammo and guns are still here. In fact, actually, okay, hang on, you're gonna love this. Yeah, so here's the door that's just locked. We're not allowed to use it for some reason. But no, you're gonna love this. After everything that was said, like, we didn't even, like, load the area. We literally beat the Baron, and they're like, there have been many sacrifices. And we stand on the mountainside, and we shake our fists at the GRE. Olivia disappears from the game entirely. Haven't been able to find her yet. Again, probably DLC. And we just left our boys here. We just left Sven here. We didn't come back from him. We didn't bury him. He's just right here where he fell when there was the cutscene. So, like, you can come back here and pick up some military medkits and some ammo, but nothing's gonna spawn here. No soldiers, no Baron's men, no zombies. And you can't go around back, at least not in a way that I've found yet. Maybe coming back here with beast mode and trying the grappling hook thing would work. I'd love to go inside, though. I'd love to go back inside to that little area and, you know, take a look at the window dressing. You were in non-stop shootouts when you were at the castle, so you weren't looking around and, like, taking in the view. They don't want us grappling hooking to any of that. They kind of don't even want us going over the wall. It was a very linear set piece, and it was one of my biggest disappointments. Like, you see it from all the map, you see this, and you're like, I can't wait to stand on that tower and look out over Castor Woods. Well, keep waiting. Turns out you can wait. These doors here, maybe they're gonna revisit it. Again, the best way they could do it is if they did some type of hive update or underground update, and we had to, like, go under the castle to take out. I don't see it. I don't see them doing it. I see them doing something completely different. There's no reason to be here. And it just seems so obvious, too, right? You talk about the Baron's castle on the mountain the entire game, and you don't think that players are going to get hyped about that? In your mind, you're like, the Baron's castle on the mountain. It will be visited eventually, but that's not what people care about. People more care about the plot. Yeah, see, I think there's an invisible grapple right there that'll get me over to these walls, but there's no, I can't climb any of that. Yeah, I think there's literally an invisible wall here. I don't even know if that anything there is rendered. Nope, don't think so. Let's try the other side. Oh yeah, so here we go. Back to my map critiques here. Right in front of me is this town. Right in front of me is the streets and the town and the road. Right in front of. Here she is, Willamette, Colorado. Population 53,594. So you know while we're here, roadmap for me. I mean, it's spooky season, baby. I've been working, and you guys know we had 2 weddings to go to. A lot of fun. Flew to Vegas, went to Pittsburgh. Great. Now my last few weekends don't have much going on aside from just waiting for Halloween and maybe watching some scurry movies. So my plan is maybe to revisit a scary game that we can just have fun with. Maybe do some Dead Space 1 remastered streaming. Or, actually, I've been kind of wanting to go back to Dead Rising remastered. So one of those might be making just a fun miscellaneous appearance soon. There's nothing on this side of the castle, I don't believe. Just the stone walls. If I go any further that way, it gives me the return to mission area statement. I think I can get around this way, but... Okay, I've actually never gone down this wall. Alright, so this is as close to the view as we're gonna get here. Oh, okay. You actually can go along the sidewall. Wow, alright. This is a discovery, and not a particularly exciting one. But I guess I was wrong. I guess you can at least stand on this wall and look at it the whole map like I've wanted to. Now, in my opinion, this is where they should be hiding, Alright, one of 2 things is gonna happen, guys. I'm either gonna be very, very excited because there is a collectible up here, or I'm going to be very disappointed because at some point they had plans for traversing this entire area, and then they threw it all away. I want to just see what I can grapple. Alright. Alright, yep, so clearly that's... Alright, so we climb the wall, we grab the 2x4. We don't grab the 2x4? Grab the 2x4. Yo, what? Wait a minute, did they not want me climbing? Did they take-see backsies? Maybe it's the other way. Which way do you want me to go? Why does it look like once upon a time you wanted me to climb this way and now it's all gone? Yeah, oh man. I think I'm super disappointed. I don't think I'm missing a puzzle here. I think they scrapped whatever plan they had for like going in through the roof. Look at that, that's not even rendered. You can't grapple up it. This is why we're here today. These are the questions. Alright, so that balcony I would very much like to get on. Maybe if I came back here with beast power, I could jump that high, or at least jump to the roof. I'd love to get on the roof. I'd love to see if that's something I could do. Okay, we're in the thick of it now. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. They didn't even render the stone under these walls. Oh shit, there were doors over here? There's doors in the ground! Oh no, you cannot tell me that those doors are not just in the ground! Oh, they really didn't think anyone would want to come explore the castle! Look at this! Look at this sloppy work! And sloppy it is. I'm sorry, that cannot go unsaid. You guys have heard me. I do love this game. I had a hell of a lot of fun with it. I want to have a hell of a lot more fun with it. But you can see where certain things were less important than others. And Dying Light 1, it had bugs, it had ways you could break out of the map, it had all those things, but Dying Light 1 had polish. And I think just, it's, at the end of the day, it's the thing you can't... Oh, wait a second. It's something that you can't, you know, recreate. It's passion, it's caring, it's wanting to make the game, etc. Okay, yeah, I thought that might be a door, but clearly it wasn't. Can we, nope, can't go any higher? Come on! I am determined to break this game. We will find our way to the places we are not supposed to go. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, there's an invisible ceiling! There's an invisible ceiling. Oh my god, they don't want you going on the roof. Oh, it's painful. Where am I right now? Okay. So yeah, we will never achieve our dream of going up there because we literally can't. There's an invisible frickin' ceiling. Yeah, well, look, yep, I'm trapped. We can't go no higher, Lieutenant Dan. Oh, Lord. That's so disappointing. The fact that there's an invisible ceiling in the Dying Light game. I guess now it's let's see how far to the side I can go. That's the river that eventually they say, no, you can't go any further. You know what would have been great for boosters? A booster that lets you up your beast power. Or like, fake beast power. You take damage while using it, but, you know, you can use beast for a bit. Well, at least we know we can get up here now. How about it, everyone? Fun times. And then, of course, we can't climb on the big structure. Because that would just be too much fun! Are you the breakable kinds? Yeah, you are. Wait a second, you're carrying a sword. I don't think I can break you. No. Not you. Oh, okay, yeah, you died. Oh, shit. Oh, night's coming. We're fine, though. We stay right here. I bet you there's no volatiles that show up at the invisible ceiling. I'm not even allowed to climb these spires. That might be one of the single most egregious things I've ever seen in this series. And it's not like it's an invisible ceiling inside or... like, it's an invisible ceiling on the world map. They literally just said, we don't want you going any higher than this point. We don't want you standing on that castle roof. Probably because you get too high and things don't render. I don't know. There's not going to be any volatiles up here, though. Nothing comes up here. Again, this is a set piece. It's not an active piece of the world, so now that we're not supposed to be here anymore, ain't no volatiles. They're going to be causing us trouble. That's pretty poignant that the head just landed there. At least I can stand up here and act smarmy. Mr. Kennedy! And the fact that there isn't even, like, a collectible? Like, unless I'm very blind. Unless there's a beaver hiding in these gardens somewhere. And there is Castellan Beaver. First of his name. But no, Survivor Sense would have picked it up. Oh, geez, here come the volatiles. We gotta take this real serious. I feel like there was a lot more planned for the castle, and they scrapped it and said just make them go through tunnels in the bottom. Load them in. Those mountains there, I have been on them, but I didn't find anything. I actually found a way, too, to that upper rock limit and was running through the forest until I reached, the, you know, you need to turn back area. Okay. No volatiles are even gonna spawn up here. Oh, I love that! I love that they have cute little lights to showcase how alive and intimidating and foreboding it is, and it's not. So we got over there was just nothing to do over there. Wants to try to descend the mountain at night and fall to our death. That sounds like a cheery time. So let's see, I got it from down below. Can I get it from this side though? Yep. Good to know that's just an ambient sound effect. Okay, so here we go. I almost feel like they wanted you to scale this mountain and then scale the roof of the castle to get in, like in the rain. And then at the last second, they're like, nah, let's do underground stairs. Can't even do any good cliff diving. To the water! Yeah, active landing would have saved my knees, my shins, my tibias, my fibias. No, I don't think active landing would have sufficed in keeping my femurs from entering my chest cavity. So largely I've just been using the heavy armor set. The bonuses for the other armor sets just don't seem worth it. I occasionally go back to my scavenger set, you know, just to get some extra stuff, but I don't know, I didn't really need to. So you would think right here, this is the Casterwood, like, entrance circle, you think there'd be a beaver there. There's just nothing. I think I already got the sigil here, at the standing stones. I've gone back to the beginning of the map. I followed the path up to where we get out of the laboratory in the beginning. Nothing up there. I swear there's a beaver around the monastery. I don't know how I'm missing it, but... The train tracks, the mountains, the abyss sigil was up here under a waterfall. There's not a whole lot going down over here. I did not find Teacher Beaver. I swore that there should have been Scholar Beaver or Teacher Beaver, and I have not had any success. Let me double check that one. Yeah, we got Librarian Beaver, Beaver the Artist, Town Hall Beaver, Pharmacist Beaver, Dam Builder Beaver, Engineer Beaver, Doctor Beaver, Beaver the Farmer, and Soldier Beaver. I swear there should be Teacher Beaver. And Railroad Beaver, but... There's Greetings Beaver. You guys can all render in the second I open this door. Why are my blue bandages equipped? What the hell is this? Gold. Gold bandages. Every now and again it resets an item for your other classes and I don't like it. Well, would you look at that? Where'd you come from, sweetness? I'm like school beaver, castle beaver, church beaver, or monastery beaver. Gotta be missing it. I gotta be missing one of them. Castor Woods, 1,000 miles. Aren't we in Europe? Isn't it kilometers? Which is actually funny given that is the meter M, isn't it? I really like this axe. This axe feels really good. Feels better than the two-handed axes. We also got a branch around here, so I know ain't no branch down in these parts. Oh, I've been neglecting my drop techs. I've scoured the sign for a sigil, for a beaver. Anything of note? I can find no nothing. So nothing. You're not dead. Guy, we have to kill like millions of zombies. Oh Christ, it's already noon! I gotta think of my lunchtime, I do. And then get me a shower. Step out of the house. I might still go hiking. There's a nice trail behind the house. I wanna get outside today, get some fresh air. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. You're on fire, dear. You're on fire. Blocked! 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 What are these? Blocked! I think the gore's very good. Oh, right, I forgot to talk about Night Rain, too. I've been playing Night Ring again. I haven't streamed since they released the Deep of Night. We're in Deep of Night 3. We're trying to get to 4. It's just me and Travis, so it's kind of hard with randos. But, you know, we're trying. We go up, we go down. We go up, we go down. Deep of Night doesn't really seem like anything worth streaming to me. I mean, it has some tense runs and a lot of losses, so if you like tragedy, I could stream for the sake of losing. You've got, you know, your new item effects you gotta contend with. You've got your new item demerits. You have to tackle the Deep of Night extra health pools and stuff. I don't even need to be here. Oh, it's you. It's you, Spitty McGee. Now then. Okay, to the town of our Freya rode a stranger one time. Hardly spoke to those around him, didn't have that much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his heel. He missed 4 of 6 shots, but he still had it on his hip. I actually do have a soldier build with less recoil on firearms. It's not bad, but firearms kind of seems like they already do enough damage. This guy's making me a fucking liar. Did they buff your health, goon? You know, if I remember correctly, there was no goon Chimera, was there? Oh wait, wasn't there one who was the electric goon? They didn't really do elemental goons in this one. Maybe they'll add the updated ones later. There's no way there's a branch all the way under here. There was one in this area. I found it already. Yeah, there you are. There's my backpacking best boy. Gimme. Oh man, almost always has a wristwatch on him. One of these trucks actually has an item in the back of it. It's up north, and you can't get to it because of the strands of goo, and it's very frustrating. All right, time to go for a hike. You disappoint me. Then up inside this side of the river, looking for sticks. Again, like everything else involving the castle, it's disappointment. Come on, Kyle, work for it. Why wouldn't there be a stick? I am like 90% certain it is my last one. I don't think there'd be one in the middle of the water, but I could be wrong. All of them have been washed up on land. Eventually it's going to tell me to go back. Anything to this boat? Probably not. Glad that there's swimming in this game, but there's not a lot of underwater caves or like underwater sewer sections or even like hidden stuff in the river for the swimming to be that useful. Like, you don't go to the bottom of the water anymore to harvest red algae for crafting. So, unlike Dying Light 1, swimming doesn't have much of a purpose. And there were no sections that were really like, oh, you're almost in danger of losing your stamina. You're gonna drown here. It's scary. They never really hit. Okay, any further, and it's gonna tell us that we are violating the sanctity of the map. That just gave me a Minecraft idea. Nothing out here in the forest. Hello, forest dwellers. Oh, well, we could beast back up to the castle if we wanted to. Nothing in these old ruins? Oh. Don't think I've been down here yet. I have not! And here I was talking shit about water. Alright. Give me that which I've been looking for. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a horn-swaggling cockatiel. No collecty, though. No collecty! Damn it, woman, all I want is my collectiables. Well, it was a little something new. That's nice. Here's that I might have to start paying attention to the ruins that I previously thought useless. These are all flooded wetlands. Maybe there's a branch around here. I feel like you should have heard me or seen me. Light him up! Only two. What were you doing out here in the middle of the friggin' woods? You an indicator of that which I have not found? You're literally just close to the road. Alright. Upon hindsight, the introspection, I have determined that might not have been the smartest course of action. No tree branches, no sigils, no beavers! Don't let me! Give me that which I seek! Let me find all that I search for! Yeah, this axe feels really nice. Makes me want to do a Dark Souls 3 Battle Axe playthrough. Or a Dark Souls 2 Bandit Axe playthrough. Or an Elden Ring Mesmer's / Warped Axe playthrough. I'm looking for a stick and a bundle of sticks. Okay, this one we've already done. Is this the underground fortress? Yeah. Please don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me while I'm exploring. Oh, yeah, these were the organ harvesters. The organ harvesters. The Hargan harvesters. That's it. Yep, that's the one. The Hargan harvesters. Oh, my man, you're looking so good. Alright, what do you got for me? Yeah, this is where we got the eraser. Y'all looking splippy. Okay, class, let's take our seats. That uses a lot of beast mode where I can honestly just punch things instead. Dragonfly. Everyone satisfied? Everyone content? Like, yeah, as beast mode, you should be able to just rip that leg off and just start beating people with it. Any head you pull off, you should be able to throw like a boulder. Just take someone out. Back closer to fuck stream. You know, I just gotta say, this place has a distinctive lack of beavers. I wonder if the zombies ate all the beavers. That's pretty harsh. Why would the zombies do that? They're just little beavers. They're just trying to get by. Well, plumb my luck and down on the hoe. We're on the farm, everybody. Little ruins. I just gotta look for our little cheeky secret. Cheeky secret, Lil. Hang on. I've used enough of these. Yeah, this thing just feels right. It just... good speed, good damage. Follow through swing, Kyle. Follow through swing. There we go. It is fun to just mash crowds. Yeah, I think this axe is going to be a staple of mine. It just feels really good. And we look good as hell carrying it. Though I do miss Gordon Freeman's crowbar. All these ruins got bullshit. Where's my bullshit? I hereby demand that you give me my bullshit. Now don't croak and gurgle and groan like my stomach. Branch have come up onto the road. I feel like there has to be one around this area. I don't know where. Yes, yes, you're very fat. Oh, I don't know if I've explored under this nasty bridge. You're still following me. You cheeky dick waffle. Has anyone seen The Perfect Branch? Anybody? The perfect branch? Making a beaver dam? Anyone? Wading through muck and scum. Oh, I don't think I realized this is a convoy. I don't think anyone else realized it was a convoy either. Alright, y'all asked for it. Get on the ground! I really need more pistol ammo. Continue to follow the pipe. Yeah, they need to fix that. Come along now, come along. Walk to your death. Step right up. There you go. Yep. Just take a little dip. Uh-oh. we're gonna get the drop kick challenge. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? God, I've also had such a desire to go back and play Fallout. I couldn't tell you what it is. I think Fallout 4. But, you know, it's been so long. I kind of don't want to touch Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas because I'm thinking after, with Oblivion, they might actually do a remaster. That remains to be seen. Alright, back to the water, looking for our sticks. 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 No sticks. Come on, sticks. No use around here. Being all sticky. Wait. No. Oh, that was a bug. Oh, that's old man Whistletit's grave. We used to call him Henry. If I slide, I can probably start swimming. Hey, you know what? No idea. There you go. Don't suppose there's a racing beaver. Hit the gas and tear some ass beaver? Oh, no, wait. No, right here is, I think, where I forgot farming beaver. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we got farmer beaver right there. I think I also got... Catfish's mom? Oh, yeah, I got this one, right? Jesus, come on. Oh. Oh, yeah, there it is. Got the catfish. Okay. It wouldn't be by the tower. I'm in the weeds, man. I'm in the bog. Just looking for a Class A stick. Looking for a 10 out of 10 stick!
Ugh!
Yeah, we out here swamping. I feel like with this much swampery, if there's not a stick, there should at least be a sigil somewhere. You've gone full north. I've yet to still find. This certainly isn't a river that we're standing on. I'm coming, Stan! We did it! We saved him. Yay! I caught it. Wait, you didn't. Fuck, he saw it. Ah, God, he saw it. Ah. There's no reason. There's no reason for zombies. We're perfectly fine combating on our own. Oh, I got distracted again. Oh. Oh shit, okay. So those still show a marked river. And we're done. Guys, this is just not how water flows. I found a shrine up here that had a mention of the mother and the faceless, but it didn't lead to anything. There was no collectible. It was just and I don't think anything exists out here once you get into the weeds. And we have reached the edge of the map. I did actually find a way out of the map. There was a hole in the foliage, and it was on this side too. It didn't really accomplish much though, because you immediately are hit with the 3 seconds to comply. But I did actually get out of the map. Don't know if I'll ever be able to find it again. No, it was there was an open there was open trees on the other side. Yeah, this was the location. It was up the hill. Then I found the perfect little side-by-side. Didn't even know which direction I was going in. And then suddenly we were out of the map. Of course they could have patched it between now and then, but I actually have to grappling hook back into the map because I was stuck. I don't know why I'm suddenly obsessed with this again. I've never come back to the hole in the wall, but oh, there it is. Found it. This tiny little hole in the wall brings us to the untraveled, unchecked, and uncharted woods of the future. Whee! Look, you can even grappling hook on some of the trees. And we're back. Back on the farm. Alright, guys, it's noon 30, and I feel like I burnt fast and fizzled out. with all the commentary. But, you know, if you tuned in, hope you enjoyed this. Just some last thoughts on Dying Light 2 here. Really excited to stream this some more if we get more content. You know, the roadmap for the future is just minimal things, some slight awards, ways to kill zombies. But hopefully eventually we get some substantial DLC or Hive integration. You know, these binoculars still vibrate like there's something to discover, but I have discovered everything. There is nothing else on the map that I need to discover. So, like, when they start vibrating, I'm like, oh, are they seeing collectibles? I think so. You sit in your castle of lies! Alright, everybody. Stay tuned. Let you know in the Discord what I'm doing next. Whether it is Dead Rising, Resident Evil 4, or going back to Dead Space. Something spoopy. Something after work. Something in the future. And probably around November, I think I'm going to get into Black Myth Wukong. And then once spooky season's over, we can do Black Myth for a while. See what else we get into. Cheers, everybody. See you online real soon.